Hey guys, it's been a minute. So, I just want to kind of update you guys on how things have been going. So great. Oh my gosh. When you have been in pain and sickness for years, and then you finally are set free from that, from what held you back for so long, and you felt helpless because there was nothing you could do about it at the time. But once you learn and educate yourself and make some really, really impactful changes, things begin to change, and that is basically what happened. So here I am enjoying life to the fullest. I just kind of want to let you guys know, if you are parasite detoxing and you are not 100% changing your lifestyle and bad habits, you're basically setting yourself up for another kind of infection later on in the road. So when you make impactful life changes, such as diet and really remaining strict on the foods that are either going to create cellular death or cellular healing, one or the other, hopefully you choose cellular healing. When you do that, you will experience, it's an accumulative factor over time, you're going to see a drastic difference in the way that your body operates. So I would like to say that before I tell you basically what whole food plant-based eating has done for me, please educate yourself on the most current conglomerate of meta-analysis studies from independent researchers that have come together on opposite ends of the spectrum to prove and all come to the same conclusion that whole food plant-based diet is the diet that was originated for humans. And so I know it can be a touchy subject. You know, some people claim this as like a kind of food religion. For me, it did not start off ethical. It started off with health issues. I had stage 4 endometriosis, PCOS. Those two things led to ovarian tumors. I also had IBS. And a host of symptoms that came with all of those issues. And so I'm going to take a minute, go over all of the symptoms that I had. So with endometriosis, you have pain, extreme, especially stage 4, extreme debilitating pain for days on end, to the point where you literally can't function if you have endometriosis and it's affecting you in that way. Some people have it without pain. They have symptoms like infertility and such. I had pain, infertility, with everything. I actually had a parasite infection as well. Again, I was literally dying. My cells were dying. So that being said, I had an array of issues. It might have seemed at one time that I was a hypochondriac, but really, I was truly sick. So I had food intolerances galore. I was basically celiac. I couldn't eat any kind of heavy foods at all. I was literally surviving on like smoothies, vegetables. Felt the best to eat because they're light, they're not heavy, they're mostly water. But anytime I would eat like rice, peanut butter, corn, peas, anything starchy too, bananas, I would literally blow up like a balloon, and it became very uncomfortable. I experienced gas and bloating with that. So I also had a very profound and distinct body odor when I got to the worst time in my sickness. It was very different than anything that I had noticed before. So my smell changed, my endurance and stamina came to a halt. So hikes for me, I was stopping. I live in the Smokies, so I was stopping when I would hike every like 5 to 10 minutes because I literally couldn't breathe. So I developed asthmatic symptoms. I had joint pain, especially like wrist pain. I do massage therapy, so I noticed a huge increase in joint pain, inflammation. I had so many different issues, you guys, like so many different issues. I had really bad acne as well. I have a little acne now actually because I found that scientifically cacao or cocoa can actually cause breakouts, and I notice It's on the dot every time that I have any kind of chocolate, even if it's good, fair trade, 80% cacao chocolate, I seem to break out. So, but nothing compared to my breakouts before. I had kidney stones as well. These are all symptomatic of eating a Western American diet, the sad standard American diet. Since changing my diet, detoxing, implementing herbs and old-time remedies such as pine oil and food-grade DE for parasite detoxing, I have none of the symptoms that I had. They're all gone. I'm 100% back to health. As a matter of fact, I found that in groups where we're playing sports or there's any kind of like competitive skills taking place, or there's any kind of like endurance or stamina involved, I seem to shine like I've never have before. My endurance, my stamina, my energy, my cells are literally full of oxygen. I truly feel my cells have regenerated. Taking phytonutrient-rich foods, that truly has regenerated my mitochondria at a cellular level. So I feel amazing. My bowel movements, yay, that's a fun topic, have been more regular than I ever have been, because when you're eating so much fiber, when you're eating like the longest living populations in the world, there's 5 of them. They eat roughly 100 grams of fiber a day compared to Americans that eat an average of like 10 grams, 5 to 10 grams. So they don't have fiber deficiency diseases like diverticulitis and colitis and Crohn's. They have regular bowel movements. They literally live on average to be 90 to 100 years old. That's amazing to me. So I basically eat like the longest living populations. Loma Linda, California is the densest population of Seventh-day Adventists. They eat out of Genesis, which is a fiber-rich diet. It's mostly plant-based. They did a study and found that those eating 100% whole food plant-based were the longest living population in the world. Right behind them, you have Okinawa, Japan. You have Sardinia, Italy. You have Icaria, Greece, and another little place starts with a P. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's in Costa Rica, I believe. Anyway, these are the 5 longest living populations in the entire world. They're called the blue zones. And so the diet that I have adopted to heal my conditions are literally the same diet of the longest living populations in the world. Most people say vegan. Vegan can be construed, you know, it can be a very emotional topic for some people, so I don't say vegan. I didn't do this for ethical reasons, although now that I'm doing it, and I've been doing it for a year and a half, and everything, not only has that healed my body, but I truly have a new appreciation for life, so it turned into ethical reasons, but it didn't start out there. It was definitely for health reasons in the beginning. After watching Forks Over Knives, I decided to give it a try. Reading the China Study, How Not to Die by Michael Greger. They're all plant-based people. Doing some really deep researches with Dr. Caldwell Esselstyn, and finding that high protein levels are the #1 cause of cancer, and finding that high saturated fat levels, which are the most dense in animal products, is the cause of arterial plaque and atherosclerosis. So, and finding that, you know, ovarian cancer is directly linked to dairy. Dairy, from that of a cow, you know, is so rich in estrogens and estradiol, and it's just such a hormonally dense fluid that's meant for a baby calf, and it tells the fluids and the lactase and everything in this fluid tells that baby calf to go from 150 pounds to a 2,000-pound cow in a matter of 6 months to a year. You know, so, and when you look in the world, there's no other species that drinks the lactation of another species. Most humans don't make lactase, so we don't even have the enzyme to break that down. And when you drink estrogen of a cow, you can only imagine what it does to the endocrine system, and we humans. So, there's so much where that comes from, but that was the first thing that I cut out. And I will always eat this way. I feel better than I've ever felt. I feel satiated for once. I found that I can eat a heck of a lot more because the calories per pound in plant foods are far less than that of animal products. So I eat so much and I still don't gain weight. I'm stronger. There's literally no aspect of my life that has not improved. Even my libido, I see a huge drastic difference with endometriosis and the pains that you have with endometriosis. It's very, very painful to interact intimately whatsoever. And so I'm totally and utterly set free from all of that. I have no pain. I don't even know sometimes when I'm getting my menstrual cycle. That is wild. I've always had crazy, crazy pain. And it definitely got worse. But to not know when I'm even gonna start my menstrual cycle is truly a huge deal. And so, yeah, I just really encourage you guys who are a little skeptical of the whole food plant-based or the term vegan. Don't associate, vegan with just, those PETA people. I really strongly encourage you guys to look at, again, the conglomerate of meta-analysis studies, the China study, which is the most comprehensive nutritional study ever conducted. Educate yourself on the reversal of atherosclerosis and arterial plaque going on to a whole food plant-based diet. There's literally arteriograms of people who had end-stage heart failure that had blockages in their heart, knocking on death's door, that went on a whole food plant-based diet and completely and utterly reversed it in an arteriogram. So you can see the proof before and after. Dr. Caldwell Esselstyn is the one that figured that out. His colleagues, Colin Campbell, Dr. Michael Clapper, Pam Popper, Milton Mills. There's so many plant-based doctors that have seen with their own eyes diabetes reversed, rheumatoid arthritis reversed, even Lyme disease. I've seen so many different kinds of diseases healed with this kind of eating. Now, granted, you can add herbs and add parasite detoxing to assist the body in cleaning up, whatever is going on, and then implementing the diet, which is what I like to do, which is what I did. But I've seen literal people just make a diet change and a lifestyle. It's not even a diet change, but a lifestyle change, and experience all the same healing benefits. So just want to encourage you guys that, this is the way that I truly believe we were intended to eat. I believe that when you take our closest primates, such as chimps, and administer a diet that wasn't intended for them, and the same thing happens to them as it does us. When you feed them high amounts of saturated fats and processed foods, they develop Western diseases as if they were our fellow counterparts. When you take away those foods that they are giving responsible for their diseases, you see a reversal in symptoms, you see a reversal in disease. So that tells me that the diet that we were meant to eat would be the diet that reverses our conditions. It doesn't seem like it's really kind of a hard concept, but for some people it is. For some people it hits a little deeper. But high blood pressure completely reversed with whole food plant-based eating. Hypoglycemia, thyroid condition, Hashimoto's. I've seen literally so many diseases healed with this kind of lifestyle. So that's my little rant, but I just wanted to encourage you guys that if you're doing the parasite detoxing because you want to get well and you're still stuck in those same bad habits as before, you're still creating cellular death, and that still does attract it's the perfect environment to attract parasites to come back in and clean up or decompose of the cellular waste that you're experiencing. So if you're not fixing the underlying root, again, you are setting yourself up to get sick again later. So if you're going to do it right. And I'm gonna get off here. Got some things to do, but I love you guys, and I really, really encourage you guys to delve deep into knowledge, expand your horizon, and continue to be open and receptive. So have a good day, and I will get back with you guys hopefully sooner than later. Bye.